Welcome back, everybody. Level M Diecast. Greenlight action today. I do know that this set's been sitting around for a little bit. It's taken me a little bit to get to this set. This is Hitched Home Series 12. Hopefully this is hitting retail now that I've been sitting on this for about a month. 1962 Holiday House. This one, not a green machine. Just looks like a green machine. Doesn't even have the green wheels, but I assure you there's no green machine here. But this one looks pretty good. It does have a white trailer hitch, which is kind of interesting. Next one up, this is the 1972 Airstream double axle land yacht Safari Custom in gold and silver. This one looks super good. This one even has a gold matching trailer stand, which is pretty nice. Can't wait to crack that one open. Looks pretty fancy. Next one up, this one was a shock for me when I first saw it. 61 Airstream. This is the 16-foot Bambi. This thing has basically been in silver or a version of silver pretty much its whole life. Very nice to get a new deco on this. It is white with like a silhouette of a forest on there. Looks really good. So crack that guy. I'm pretty excited about that one actually. Looks pretty nice. Nice to get a new version that is not silver on that guy. Another Airstream double axle land yacht Safari Custom. This is a 1971. Details. You know how it goes. This is in Gulf livery though. I mean, everybody loves Gulf. I do anticipate this one's probably going to be a hot commodity. This one has a nice black trailer stand. Looks pretty good. So crack that guy open as well. I think the gold and silver one will be way better. 2016 Winnebago Winnie Drop. I feel like when I first opened this to kind of haul it in, I was like, man, we've already gotten orange, and we've gotten orange on this guy, but this is a completely new deco on there. They kind of throw all the colors on there. This is a modern take on the travel trailer, so you get a lot of vibrant colors on that guy, which I think is perfectly fine. Fits the motto. And then the very last one in the set, 1962 Shasta Airflight. In a double-toned silver and red with a white stripe down the middle. This is probably the best Shasta's ever looked. So let's just get to cracking these open and get them up close. All right, everybody, we're going to kick this off. 2016 Winnebago Winnie Drop in orange. This one looks pretty good. Does have some additional accessories on the outside. If you guys have done any other hitched homes before, this thing is solid metal. It is pretty heavy. It's definitely one of the heaviest ones in the mix. It does have some nice detail on the top, kind of like an antenna. It's got the kind of cooling unit and stuff on the top. Those are added on. Your awning on the one side, although it doesn't move, doesn't open, it doesn't do anything like that. They've used the same wheel for this model its entire existence. There's been about 13 or 14 versions thus far of this trailer. It's also been in some hitch and haul track, or I'm sorry, hobby exclusive hitch and tow. Had Gulf Deco and some other stuff on it. Now, one of the things I do want to point out to you guys is Greenlight has gone back and forth recently with the trailer stands on their trailers. They were metal for a very long time, and then they started doing some plastic ones, and then they went back and did some metal ones recently. The plastic metal switch has been happening recently. Unfortunately, they have gone back to plastic. So these trailer stands you see here, these are plastic. It makes them a little bit easier to get them in there, but they're very fragile. They're very thin. So it's definitely rough. It's definitely rough. But as long as you're a little bit careful, you'll be okay. Taking a look at the base on this one here, see what we got. This is number, barely read that, 2191. So very difficult to read the number on this one. The other thing too about these is they this print on the side here for those vents. It's very interesting because it's like they print over it with the orange and then they go back over it with that matte black for the vents. They started doing that recently. I'm not really sure why they changed the print on that, but it's a little interesting. And then of course you just have your Winnie Drop logo there on the back. Looking, okay. It's okay. Now, I did mention just to you right now that those trailer stands are plastic, and the reason I did that is because I actually broke this one That plastic is extremely thin. I mean, extremely thin. So if it gets caught up on anything when you're trying to put the trailer stand in there, it will break off, which is exactly what happened to me, unfortunately, which is a bummer because the Shasta Airflight is definitely a very, very, very good deco. I like this one a lot. I especially like the black wheels with the white wheels on there and just that chrome hub looking exceptionally well. You'll notice on this one I do have a little bit of a crooked, kind of air conditioning unit on the top, kind of vent. It's Greenlight. It's Greenlight. If you are a seasoned veteran of the channel here, you'll know that my struggles with Greenlight are real. They are very real, and they are very annoying, to say the least. Other than that, this one is in good, quality order. I do like the silver and red. I think this is the best combination they've had on this thus far. This guy's seen about 20 different versions thus far. After all, we are on Series 12, so that means there's been 72 Hitched Homes models thus far. This one, taking a look at the base, ultra low number. Look at that number, 66. So it's unfortunate that it's broke. See, I was trying to put it in two different ways. And so basically what you have to do is you have to kind of work out the paint that's on it. And then it'll go in there relatively well. So as I was putting it in through the bottom side, I broke the thing off of it. So it's unfortunate. It does have a white tongue and a white bumper, which is kind of an interesting flip-flop. And then, of course, there are those awesome wheels. Looks pretty good with the white wall on there. Greenlight's been a little bit wonky with some of those prints. All right, 1962 Holiday House. I'll be honest with you a little bit. When I first cracked this guy open, I did think that maybe it was a Green Machine at first. When I first pulled him out of the box when I bought him. But it's not, just a regular release. Kind of a mint green over dark green. It actually looks really, really good. Very period specific, or period correct, I should say, on the colors and whatnot. This guy does have a little bit of super glue residue on the top. Not that big a deal. It can probably be cleaned up. Other than that, it looks pretty good. Does have an additional added piece on the side here for kind of the cooling unit or whatnot. Kind of a added on little detail. Looks pretty good. This guy is all metal as well. Does have an insert part there for the quote-unquote glass, but it's not really glass. It's just part of the casting with a lot of print on that as well. These obviously don't open up. They don't do anything. They're static models, exactly what they're designed to do. Take a look at this guy's base. 1962 Holiday House. This one is etched. 2566 is the number. So this one looks pretty good. Kind of interesting that it's a separate piece for the tongue and then a separate piece for the bumper. Just, it's kind of an interesting ordeal. Kind of an interesting thing. All right, next one we're going to take a look at 1961 Bambi. I'm so happy we get this in something that's not silver, not black, or a version of silver like chrome, something like that. It's kind of rough these days. I know that Airstream's pretty strict on the Bambi specifically. They pretty much let them do whatever they want about the land yacht, but this one they've been a little. I feel like it's Airstream. I could be wrong, but I think that they've been a little bit strict on the colors. But this one looks very good. White with kind of this silhouette of a forest all the way around. It looks very good. Of course, you got your taillights printed up very nicely. It does say Airstream on the back. A little bit of a couple fine details in there we'll take a look at. I do like kind of this kind of low, slung look that this trailer has. Very accurate to the real life counterpart. Black propane tanks on the front looks good. Again, trailer stand and all that good stuff. They are all plastic, as I mentioned. I only broke one. This one is pretty nice. Just taking a look at some of those details. A little bit thin on the black on parts, but not too bad. Other than that, it does have painted up side marker lights, which is pretty nice. It does have that vent detail in there. I do like that vent a lot. It's pretty cool. It's just a very interesting detail that you just don't see unless you get real close to it. Then, of course, no plates. Greenlight's not doing plates anymore. Take a look at the number 2737. So pretty average run of numbers that we seem to be getting, which is all good. All right. All you Gulf connoisseurs. 1971 Airstream double axle land yacht Safari Custom. This one, It's pretty good. It's pretty good. We've seen Gulf Deco on most of the trailers in some way, shape, or form, with the exception of like the Bambi. Obviously, we just talked about that, and that 59 Holiday House. The Gulf Deco's been pretty widely used by Greenlight. I think that looks pretty good. This one is no exception. It's pretty nice. Most of the accessories are silver with just that one center unit on the top roof there in white. This one is pretty good. It is a pretty large trailer, but I feel like it's just a little small scaled compared to what it really should be. But other than that, it's pretty nice. It does have nice silver propane tanks on the front, matching stand on the tongue in black. Very, very nice. It is all full Gulf decos, but I do like the fact that there's only 2 Gulf logos on it. Just kind of subtly stating it's Gulf, I guess, if you want to say it's subtle. This one just has a lot of nice details on the side. You just kind of have to look at it. It is a plastic base on this one, so I think they do that to kind of cut down on the weight a little bit, which is fine. So taking a look at our base. Get this guy flipped around. 3819 is the number, so a little bit higher number. Again, the base is plastic, and it's got 4 rivets in it, which is kind of interesting. But they do roll very, very well. Just orange tires. Looks pretty good. Pretty good. All right, this is what I think is going to be my personal favorite of the mix. This is the 72 Airstream Land Yacht Safari Custom. What's the difference between 71 and 72? Could not tell you. There's probably nothing different. Greenlight simply does that to make sure that there is no repeats in the 6-car set, which I think is perfectly fine, though it's kind of a cop-out, to be honest with you. But this one looks fantastic. We did see a gold and silver deco theme in Series 11. I believe that was on the... I don't remember which one that was. It was either the old Winnebago or the... forget what the other one's called. The travel trailer. It's a travel something. 53 travel something. I apologize. But we did see this similar deco in that series. I thought that one was pretty good. They carried it over to this one, and they put it on the land yacht, which is fantastic. It does have that gold chromish kind of stripe that goes around the top, and then, of course, gold wheels and a gold base. I think this one looks really, really good. This is actually something I think you could probably see in real life. You're definitely not going to see anybody with Gulf Deco plastered on their Airstream, but you might see that at maybe a car show or something. It might be a souvenir shack or something like that. This guy just has the same decos or same details as the other one. There's no difference between the two. It says Airstream on the back as the other one did. All the same things are silver. Even this is the same white as the other one. So they use all the same pieces. Helps with the cost. Taking a look at the base here. See what the number is. This one is printed 2715 right there in the middle. So it's kind of interesting that these are the exact same casting, but one gets printed in one spot, one gets printed in a different spot with 2 separate styles of print. Obviously, they can't print black on black, so the other one did have to have that white stripe on it as well. So not too bad, not too shabby. So what we're going to do is we'll just kind of have a little bit of an Airstream party to kind of roll out. We'll throw those 2 guys on there. I think those 2 probably the best 2 in the mix. Of course, that's Series 12. Series 13 has already been announced, so we know that this line will continue. Obviously, these trailers do occasionally show up in the hitch and tow, although they kind of keep out of that line just because they have their own line. I'd like Greenlight to come out with just a trailer line in general and just do all kinds of different trailers. Would be nice. So there you go. This should be hitting stores, hopefully. If not, you can definitely pick it up online. It's definitely worth it. One of the best mixes they've done yet. Which is pretty shocking because they've gone through 12 mixes already. So let me know what you think about that. Let me know if you like those trailers or not. Let me know if you're the Gulf guy. There's always a Gulf guy, which is perfectly fine. There's plenty of you guys out there. That's why they do it. But these are my 2 top picks from the mix here. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Level M.K. Peace.